Hello everyone, I am Preeti from Electronic Bus. Welcome to Productronica and Electronica India 2026. We have Mr. Kevin with us, who is a Senior Technical Manager from Indium Corporation. Could you please introduce yourself, sir?
Everyone, my name is Kevin Brennan from Indium Corporation, based at the headquarters in Central New York. I'm the Senior Product Development Specialist, and I work very closely with bringing new solder paste materials to market, specifically solder paste for mainstream PCBA applications.
Okay, we have certain questions for you. Our customers and our visitors would like to know it. So, what are the focus segments for Indium Corporation?
Focus segments, I'd say, of course, we're looking at the whole electronics market as every application, every little segment. At Indium, we like to say we focus on, of course, the main markets, but also the niche markets. So there's really no area we don't want to have a hand in or be involved in. But of course, there's some top growing or fastest growing, very exciting markets that we have an eye on, like mobile phones, 5G, of course, moving into 6G, telecommunications. And the biggest one, probably the most buzz, is AI, high performance computing. So that would be a lot of servers, GPUs, switchboards. Those are some of the main areas on top of the EV markets and automotive.
So that is like multiple areas you have been covering. So Indium Corporation have been focusing on multiple areas.
Of course, yes.
So at Electronica and Productronica India, what key technologies or solutions should visitors look out for at your booth?
I would say the key materials that we're pushing, and hopefully is obvious by our walls, is our Durafuse alloys. So there's Durafuse LT, that's low temperature, and that's really used for reducing your peak reflow temperature without sacrificing reliability. And there's a lot of reasons for that these days, where components are more sensitive to temperature, substrates, very complex stack-ups. Talking about AI, the high-performance computing, the chips just keep getting bigger and bigger, and with that comes some challenges of warpage. So as you heat them up, they may warp more, causing defects on your circuit board. Durafuse LT enables people to reduce that peak temperature, and typically will result in less warpage and less defects overall. So it's an enabling technology to help build these AI high-performance computing boards.
So that are very good features that are coming with the Indium Corporation.
Yeah.
So in high power applications such as EV inverters, how would you select a solder or TIM material to handle high current density and thermal cycling? What failures mechanism would you prioritize mitigating them?
Some of the most important factors there, that would be more on the ESM, engineered solder material side. Of course, there are some people using solder paste, but when it comes to those areas, the preforms is really what comes to mind. And alloys like our Indium 276, which is a higher temp, higher reliability alloy that can withstand those high voltages. And I would say the number one thing to look at would be the thermal cycling, as these assemblies will get very hot, cold, so you're putting a cyclical load on your solder joint, and you want to make sure that you're going to survive the lifespan or the mission profile of the EV or whatever end product that it's going into.
Sure, it makes sense. For applications operating above 150 200 degrees Celsius, what material limitation arises with conventional SAC alloys, and what alternative materials or approaches would you recommend? Why?
Yep, so that kind of goes hand in hand with what we were just talking about. The Indium 276 is rated for those higher temps where, SAC, you probably don't want to extend your operating temperature above 125 Celsius, or in the thermal cycling sense, where it may not survive long term. You need to look at these high rel alloys, and they're able to withstand these cyclical loadings over time and ultimately enable the long lifespans we're looking for as the power density or the temperatures increase in these assemblies.
So Indium Corporation products are highly reliable. That's what your thoughts are, right?
Of course, we have a very specific set of alloys that help enable these assemblies that require high rel. So we have our SAC 305. If you require reliability beyond that, then we have a set of alloys that can work there too.
Great. So with the transition towards 6G and wave frequency, how do you interconnect materials, impact signal integrity, and what material properties becomes critical?
Signal integrity, I would say One thing we do know for RF is there's kind of two sides of it. One of them is high reliability. So our Durafuse HR, which we haven't talked about yet, is Durafuse high reliability. It's a solder paste alloy that enables extended life for minus 40 to 125 or even up to 150 C thermal cycling.
Okay.
And of course, 5G tower, it can be in India, it can be in Canada, and the temperature fluctuations it may experience can it can be from minus 40 to who knows how hot. And you need your solder to survive those. And on the flip side, on the RF side, we do know that some components are more temperature sensitive and they require a little bit more sensitivity when you're assembling them, as you don't want to damage those components.
Okay, so what do you think, like which product segment would have more expansion in India or a product base in India? Which product segment would be more focused in India?
I would say right now, mobile phones are very popular in India. I see that as a growing market, of course. Okay. And the Durafuse LT is a great option for that, along with SAC 305 and various SAC style alloys.
So, what are the key challenges that you're coming across while expanding in India?
Key challenges? It's a good question. Let me think. I don't have, nothing comes to mind off the top of my head.
It may be relevant to features or something as such, like you might be focusing on the customers in India. So what exactly Indian customers are looking for in Indium Corporation?
I think one thing that Indium Corporation does very well is our technical expertise. So we have a very large global team of technical support engineers. And that's a service we offer to any customer that if you're using our materials and you want help optimizing or fine-tuning your process, whether that's your stencil design, print parameters, reflow profiling, we can come to your line, we can help you optimize, fine-tune, eliminate defects. So I think that is probably one of the best things we can offer in the Indian market is the training or we call it technical sharing, the best way to utilize our materials.
That's very great to hear. Thank you, Mr. Kevin, with us. Thank you for watching.